Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Regill. Let's have an emergency meeting. Pelinevia paces up and down in front of the map. Her face is pinched, her fists clenched, and her voice is unusually sharp. What's this fortress that scum is talking about? Where is it? Nara taps her finger on the map. Here, the Lost Chapel. Our scouts reported there was trouble brewing there, but this... Who did the monsters carry off? Erebeth, and 24 soldiers, both recruits and veterans. Half our squad was taken too. We're all that's left. One of your companions, a tiefling, Voljif I think. At last saw him running from the camp, but there were no monsters chasing him. I don't want to badmouth anyone, but I think he disappeared of his own free will. I am very sorry. So, I mentioned earlier in this Let's Play, Voljif said he'd run away from flying rocks. Gargoyles are made out of stone, and they fly, of course. We won't get Voljif back till Act 3. They also took that female knight from the small order who joined us after the crusade began. She always steered clear of me. I don't know why. What monster took Erebeth? I'm not sure, but judging by your description it sounds like an Abasu. They're demons, sort of like bats. They can suck the life out of people and turn them into ghouls. Our scouts reported that ghouls were wandering around the chapel. Now we know where they came from. One more thing. The name he gave, Kibriri, that's a demon lord. The patron of ghouls. They say he was the first mortal to eat the flesh of his own kin. After his atrocity, he died in agony and was reborn in the abyss, becoming the first ghoul. We can hope it only means that Kibriri was the patron of the demon who came to us. But it might mean that another demon lord has joined the Demon Alliance, and is sending his troops here. Horgus, where were you? I didn't see you on the battlefield. Don't tell me you suspect me of worshipping demons. I'm one of you. I swear on any kind, deity, or symbol. All of them in a stack. Some people. You do everything for them. And still they pillory you. Shut your trap. No one accused you of anything. You've been asked a question, so answer it. Neva's voice is soft, but the expression on her face makes the blood drain from Horgus' face. He sighs heavily. No one saw me, neither friend nor foe. I drank an invisibility potion and hid under a cart. What was I supposed to do? I'm not a fighter or a wizard. If I had stayed in plain sight, I'd be on the missing list right now. I see. We'll depart immediately for the chapel and save whoever we can. The demons won't feast for long. This peace is too tough for them. Let's not keep our friends waiting, or our enemies. Uphill again, through the mud, no road. Well, I do hope these demons will be entertaining enough to make up for the inconvenience. Is everyone ready? Commander, we don't have much time. When we stand around here, our friends are being eaten alive. I'll run on ahead now to scout out the area. Don't sit around here. Come after me quickly. We'll meet at the foot of the mountain. Oh, we can't rest here, unfortunately, but let's see what these two have to say. Or three. What if the monsters come back and the commander isn't here? What do we do then? There has to be a way to protect the camp from aerial attacks. What about ballistae? Or some kind of magic? Isn't that something? The old soldier scratches his chin nervously. So they come from the sky, the monsters. They grab you up and take you back into the sky. What do we do now? How can we fight something like that? Show me what you have. Sell that. So we've read this before, but let's read it again. This +3 tower shield weighs twice as much as a usual tower shield, and limits its wielder's speed to 20 feet. Whenever the wielder receives a critical hit, they're healed for the amount of hit points... of hit points equal to the number of their hit dice. This is a very large area with a lot to do.
We do it my way.
Nebula stares through her spyglass at a low fortification on the hill. Even at this distance, you can hear blood-curdling screams coming from within. There. That's where they took them. Looks like the monsters are having a feast. Nebula shudders. We've got some survivors. They escaped somehow, but they never make it away from those gargoyles. That reminds me. Look who I met here. She's just standing there blinking, as if she knew someone would come for her. What? Ah, yes. It must be admitted that gargoyle-born flight is ineffective and uncomfortable. By the way, did you know that gargoyles can be tickled by scratching their heels? Nenio plucks a thorny burr from her hair. I'll wait here. Some of the ones you can save from those monsters. I'll care for the wounded and get them to safety. How are you holding up? Alright. Better than the people in there. What do you see on the hill? Just what Nera said. Gargoyles, ghouls. Fresh ones. Hasn't been long since they turned. And they didn't die pretty. Looks like the demons stormed the chapel at some point, so we don't have to worry about getting inside. There's a huge hole in the wall where the gate used to be. At least that's one piece of good news. Is that winged demon in there? Well, I didn't see him flying away. I sincerely hope that wretch isn't thinking of leaving, especially when he personally invited us to this occasion. It'd be the height of rudeness for a host. You have extra healing wands. The party needs healing too. I could share some wands I took to care for the wounded, but then we might not have enough to heal all our soldiers. Are you sure you want to spend this magic on the party? Yes, the party's what's most important. If we die, everything is over. As you wish. Debbie gives you a wand. As far as I know, there are no repercussions for taking this. I want to change my party. The screams are making my hair stand on end. I thought there was nothing left that could scare me. I'm going to the chapel. Save everyone you can. Please. Nevia will not say her wife's name, but her eyes make a silent plea. Won't you be at risk here? Don't worry about me. I've been learning how to hide from monsters since I was 5 years old. If I don't want to be seen, I won't be. I'm gonna watch over you. Doesn't it go with you? I can't believe we got out of there alive.
Follow if you dare. I'm off!
I don't remember if we have to fight gargoyles or we find our next companions first. Well, that settles that.
They will break against our resolve. Into the fray!
I'll cut you wide open!
Don't hold back!
It better start running!
The spirits demand your remove this obstacle.
I do what I must.
Is that you, little girl? The old soldier coughs and then shudders, but makes no effort to rise from the blood-soaked ground. A sharpened wooden stake protrudes from his stomach. Say something kind to me. For one last... So I'm pretty sure this is the same old guy we saw talking to her back in the camp. Here's our blessed little beggar. I was just beginning to think I never set eyes on that grubby little face ever again. But it seems that Fate really does watch over the mad. I don't know what Fate is. My grandma watches over me. And my crow. Yes, of course. Fate, grandmother, and crow. No, you won't die. Look. Healing radiance glows in her fingertips. I still have spells. You don't have to die here. Moving with effort, the soldier pushes her hand away. No, I'm finished. They bit me. The pestilence is in the wound. I can feel it. Soon I'll be like them. Run away, before it's too late. I think the old fellow is right. Your eye could heal an ordinary wound, but we stand little chance against a ghoul bite. Come along, Ember. The longer we stand around out in the open like this, the more likely we are to end up back in the gargoyle's clutches. Darren looks disheveled and slightly disoriented, and his shoulders tremble with excess tension. No, please. Don't give up. I'll carry you. You can't die. Your granddaughter is waiting for you at home. The crow on Ember's shoulder croaks sadly, as if confirming her words. Granddaughter. Yes. You remind me of her. Boisterous little thing. But you can't lift me. No. I can't be helped. Death comes for us all, little girl. I've made my peace with it, and you should too.
Yes.
She looks around and sees you. Look, it's the commander. He can definitely help you. Ember swiftly pulls a stake from the soldier's body and heals the wound with a spell. Ember, how did you escape? They wanted to make me stop moving, like the others, but they couldn't. It just didn't work on me. The claws froze everyone else like statues, but I ran away. Darren, how did you escape? What? Oh. There's a well further up. It serves as the entrance to a small cave where the gargoyles stash their treasure. They obviously took me for the same. The flattery. They obviously thought I wouldn't be able to get out on my own, so they left me in there. But I did get out, though I paid dearly for it. I've got scratches and dirt all over me. Darren briefly falters, then adds with an affected nonchalance. And when I say treasure, I don't mean anything truly valuable. There's nothing down there worth your attention. Yeah, of course not. What's inside the chapel? It's very scary in there. Everyone gets killed and then turns into ghouls. The people are always screaming. The winged demon is always laughing. Are you alive, warrior? Can you walk? Get to the foot of the hill, and Nevia will heal you. I told you, you don't have to die. Not here, not today. And what should I do? I can help you fight these monsters, but perhaps I'll be of more help down there with the Nevia. I have the same question. Darren winces. You know, I must have heard at least 1,000 stories about the horrors of the war with the demons and the nightmares of the world wound. I was raised on them and surrounded by them. I even lived through some of them myself. But none of it prepared me for what happened here. I can't imagine how much wine it's going to take to banish from my memory the moment when I found myself alone and surrounded by monsters. And that's why I very much want to go with you to see the monsters quake in fear. It's only fair. I think we'll just bring Darren. Accept only Darren into your party. Ember, you help Nevia. Darren, with me. Sure.
My skills are absolute.
I will help where I can.
All they took from me,
I'm all ears.
I'll take back.
Rules are made to be broken.
Are we ready to move out.
I'm gone.
Always be ready for the worst.
We are the light. They are the darkness.
Out of my sight!
No glory
This will be the
without
stuff of
risk.
legend.
A mere flesh wound.
We're having a little too much trouble trying to take this guy down.
You should have listened to reason.
I still got it. It's time to act! We do it my way.
They will
You
break
should have
against our
run.
resolve.
Clawing time.
This will be quick.
The inheritor.
This
guide
will
my
hurt.
Better start
blade.
running.
You crossed the wrong mongrel.
This will be the stuff of legend.
Don't hold back!
The light take you.
Strike!
You won't survive me.
Follow if you dare. Ah, a test of my abilities.
Endure this.
Call yourself Crusaders? Fight to the death.
Make every strike count.
Into the fray.
They don't know how fragile they are.
The inheritor. Guide my blade. The light take you. Into the fray.
Good old Yaker. Yaker salutes you with his mace covered in blood. This time this winged beast won't defeat us. We escaped. We're ready to chop them to bits. Ready, are we? Speak for yourself. Gods, why did I ever go on this crusade? I could have stayed home, picked mushrooms, milked my goat. Does Regill still live? Yes, he's here somewhere. He managed to help a few of your recruits escape. He's already made a decent fighting squad out of them. How did you escape? They didn't even get a chance to take us prisoner. It is too dangerous to fight a gargoyle while it's carrying you in midair, but once it starts to land, it becomes vulnerable. We escaped their claws over the slope, and took the weapons from the fallen. Lo and behold, Regill Durange's fighters are back and ready to serve. Are there any prisoners left? Yes, there are many. We retreated to regroup, hoping for reinforcements, and you proved us right. I see not everyone here still boasts your fighting spirit. Yaker looks with disdain at the recruits sent by the Queen. Yellow-beaked snot-noses. They'd never even seen a real fight. If it wasn't for us, they'd all scatter, and the gargoyles would pick them off one by one. Hell Knights execute such cowards on the spot to serve as an example for the rest. Stop scaring the poor wretches. There'll be no public executions in my army. Yes, Commander. The order not to frighten the recruits will be executed. Get your answers in a brisk tone, coming to full attention. Retreat to the foot of the hill. Find an Evia and wait for my return. Affirmative. Here, get down here quickly. Don't hold them for long. Take the wounded away. I'll hold them. Sosiel leans over the body of a woman clad in a Hell Knight's black armor. Although she's obviously dead, he whispers a prayer and casts a healing spell. No avail. His face twists in pain, and he shakes his head, refusing to believe what is happening. Wake up. Please, wake up. Did you know her? No, not her. We were brought here together. I admit, even I was caught off guard when gargoyles grabbed me and dragged me off. The recruits must have been terrified. She did well, though. As soon as the monsters were about to land, she twisted out of their claws and helped us all escape. Sosiel takes a heavy metal shield from the dead woman's hands and considers its intricate decoration. This shield. I prayed my eyes deceive me in the darkness, but now there's no doubt. Donald, this is my brother's shield. It was kept as a relic in our church for centuries. We used to gaze upon it as children, imagining the adventures of its previous owners. When Trevor went to the crusade, he took this shield with him. Biting his lip, he looks at the dead woman's blood-spattered face. Who are you? Where did you get it from? In the name of Shaylin, why don't we get to talk while you're still alive? Maybe her squad mates or her commander will be able to tell us something. Yes, they must know something. When we're finished with this cursed chapel, please ask the Hell Knight commander about this woman. It's unlikely he'll talk freely with me, but for now, whoever you are, thank you. He gently closes the eyes of the dead woman and takes hold of the shield by its leather straps. To arms. Accept Sosiel into your party. Come with me. Let's go. We'll clear this place of filth. I like Nenio's haste. Yeah, Dare doesn't have a lot of buffs. It's mostly summons at the moment, so we'll bring Sosiel instead. So there's the well Darren was talking about. Alright, then Immaculate Petal is given directly to Sosiel because it is tied to his quest. This is a +1 heavy shield. I don't think it actually has an appearance, does it? Yeah, it's just a green shield. Yeah, I recommend just not taking that off of Sosiel, because if he doesn't have it equipped during his quest, I think you'll fail it. Well, not fail it, but you'll get a different outcome. Help. Somebody help. A wounded warrior, lying among the mutilated, lifeless bodies, cries out for help. It's hard for her to shout. Her cheek is torn, and her teeth are showing through the wound. After noticing you, she doesn't stop screaming, but nods her head subtly at the bodies next to her. It's an ambush. Hey, you beasts. I see you. Get up now. Several corpses clamber to their feet, hissing. One of them finishes off the screaming warrior with a quick blow. You can save her if you take the other option.
We are the light. They are the darkness.
You crossed the wrong mongrel.
Drawing time.
Flesh wound.
Mind over muscle. obstacle.
You should have run!
To fix this real quick. But since she died, we do get 2 health potions, which is far more valuable.
I'm off.
This will be the stuff of legend.
Did you see that?
Stop whining. Raise your weapons, ready your defense. You wounded. Hold your torches up. Did the Queen send us soldiers? Looks more like a sewing circle. Commander, as he sees you, Regill throws his fist in the air. Despite some claw wounds, he's chipper and full of fighting spirit. Ready to report on the situation. We organize an escape. There are no fewer than 3 dozen gargoyles and ghouls in the fortress. We lack sufficient forces for a confrontation, so we withdrew. Look, the Hell Knight's stooping to help his allies. I never thought I'd be glad to see your face, Regill. Always preserve the lives of allied forces. Few thought in terms of efficiency and achieving your goals, as every fighter should in this war against the demons. You'd be far less surprised at my actions. How did you escape? Gargoyles are used to dealing with weak and poorly trained fighters. Civilians near enough. During our first battle with them, we weren't at our best. While they grew confident in their victory, we studied their habits. They become vulnerable when they're preparing to land. It's a simple matter to free yourself from their claws. The rest is a question of skill. Those gargoyles just won't leave your unit alone. It's not about my unit, Commander. The gargoyles seem to know precisely in which tents to find their targets in. And another thing. You recall the fire at the camp. Gargoyles don't have any incendiary weapons. The flames were what guided them to us. I don't know what Commander Tierbade and her celebrated watch are getting paid for. It's clear as day there's an enemy spy in your camp. What's going on in the chapel? It's a slaughterhouse. Even I almost threw up. That demon you see, just killing and eating his victims isn't enough for him. He's inventive. Regill exhales the last word with disgust. This can promise nothing good. Send your fighters to the foot of the hill. The survivors are gathering there. Consider it done. Am I to retreat with them or come with you? Retreat with your people. Affirmative.
I do what I must.
Alright, I'm gonna call it here. Next time I'll continue marching up the mountain towards the Lost Chapel and try and put a stop to this madness. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.